Julia Chasman started her career more than 30 years ago as a scriptreader. She made her mark as producer of independent films like Quills, The Paris Family, and 25th Hour. Years later, she finds that her job remains essentially the same, reading and evaluating scripts. This is her 4th year on the Nicholl Executive Committee. Presenting the award to Sarah Jane Inwards is Julia Chasman.
Thank you. Oh, I'm going to go like this. When Jen was up here, I saw how short I was going to look behind this podium, so I'm going to go like this. I want to tell you a little bit about Sarah Jane Inwards, and I hope I don't embarrass her. Sarah Jane had a relatively normal childhood in Rochester, Minnesota. But in her teenage years, she had to undergo a series of difficult abdominal surgeries, threatening her chance for living a normal and healthy life. She battled depression during this period also, fearing for the future. But the heroic medical interventions of doctors at the Mayo Clinic gave her back her life and gave her the grateful inspiration to pay it forward. Besides becoming an active volunteer at the Make-A-Wish Foundation, she started her own charity, co-founding the Applause for a Cause student organization at Northwestern University, where she was studying film writing. This organization, now in its 8th year, continues to raise thousands of dollars for charity each year. But these activities are more than just sidelines to her creative work. Sarah Jane puts her ideals into her writing, creating stories that inspire compassion and deal with issues of social justice. Her Nicholl-winning screenplay, Jellyfish Summer, tackles today's all-too-familiar problems of refugees and migrant populations through a unique lens, combining a child's point of view in the mid-1960s with an allegory inspired by ideas from science fiction. It is an unexpected and surprisingly moving tale full of surprises. At the age of 26, Sarah Jane has a stunning future ahead of her, and it gives me great pleasure to introduce her to you tonight and to present her with this well-earned fellowship. Sarah Jane. Is it here? Hi. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Julia, so much. That was very sweet. Thank you. And thank you to our actors and to Rodrigo and Effie for putting on this live read. It is incredible and such a treat for all of us. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you. You know, the scene that you just saw is one that's very close to my heart, where Maisie's mother is teaching her about the importance of helping others. This is a lesson that I was taught by my parents, who are here tonight, Carrie and David Inwards. I was taught this lesson by both of them. Not only did they tell me verbally how important it is to help others, but they demonstrated in their lives every day. They have both dedicated their lives to helping others as physicians that work with cancer patients. And as you heard Julia say, I personally have benefited so much from the work of doctors. So when I looked at my career and my ambitions, I thought, all right, how am I going to help others with what I want to do, which is to make movies? And I have to say, I felt a little bit intimidated comparing myself to people who literally save lives. When I brought this quandary to my dad, who's sitting up there tonight, I said, how am I supposed to compare myself to what you do? How am I supposed to help others? And he gave me a bit of advice that really stuck with me to this day. He said, some people save lives, some people make them worth living. So, yeah. So I think that's what all of us here are trying to do when we make films. We're trying to make life worth living, whether that's by providing some entertainment, a laugh, a shared experience, or maybe it's by advocating for a cause or representing someone so that they can sit in a seat and look up at the screen and see someone just like them accomplishing great things. So I just really want to thank the Academy, Joan, Greg, everybody who put in their time to this fellowship to give us the opportunity to do just that this next year. I am grateful beyond words for that. I'd like to thank all of my family, my mom and dad and brother who are here tonight. I'd like to thank my boyfriend, Kenny. I love you. I'd like to thank all of my friends, especially Alex Ziff, Kylie Schmidt, Kelly Martin, all of my friends here tonight. I'd like to thank my managers at Kaplan Perone, and I'd like to give a shout out to Applause for a Cause, which you heard about at Northwestern University. And finally, I'd like to dedicate this award to my grandma, Glenda. I miss you and I love you. Thank you.